Welcome to week 1, 2026. Glad to have you here. I'm Shane Vernier. This is the Switch Markets, picks to click or picks of the week. For this week, we're going to look at silver. We're going to look at gold. We're also going to look at US oil and the NASDAQ 100. Now, our technical analysis is going to be very simple. It's going to be very simple. It's all about key numbers as we roll into the new year. We've got trending markets, and in a lot of ways, there's not a whole lot of topside resistance levels to look at, especially in metals and in your U.S. equities indices, specifically the NASDAQ 100, the US 100. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let's start off with the silver market. Now, this is the XAG USD monthly chart. There's a couple levels to keep in mind as we drive deeper into the week. You're looking at the key level of 80. That's a big time, big round number. Look for two-way action right around 80. An all-time high is up there right over 84, 84.03, somewhere in that zone. So we're looking at that all-time high as maybe being another resistance zone. But let's be really honest, the bullish bias is present. If you can buy pullbacks, that's probably the prudent thing to do. It's just a real challenge to get pullbacks on any time frame, let alone something like the monthly, the weekly, or the daily. So probably looking at a 4-hour chart. Maybe if we get a swing high, looking at a pullback, maybe around like 8. It's really difficult, 77.50s maybe, but that's really a challenge. So definitely want to look at those key levels to the top side and understand exactly what we're trying to get accomplished. Bullish bias. Watch short-term resistance at those key levels. All right, gold, very, very similar. You can see the all-time high is right up there at 45.50. The key level here is 45. So the same type of idea. Maybe some short-term resistance in front of each one of those levels. But to be real honest with you, a bullish bias is prudent. And if we do break above these zones, we could be going much higher. Let's get over to our MT5 platform here and sort of show you the daily chart and how the gold and silver market really are mirroring each other. You've got a nice big pullback that occurred last week. Then you've got a little bit of compression, and now we're on the rally. Liquidity's back in the market. The market makers are back at their desks after the holiday break, and you'll notice just how similar these charts are. Silver was a little bit more compressed, a little bit larger ranges and bigger volatility, but they're both trending higher right now. So keep a close eye on gold and silver to the top side. Those key levels are going to be very important as we roll later into the week. All right, U.S. oil, the United States takes out Maduro, goes, apprehends him, holding or standing trial in New York City, is absolutely a huge market driver for U.S. oil. In the long term, we believe that that's going to be a bearish market driver. I'll talk more about that on the live streams. However, right now to open the trading week, we saw sort of a big rally on Monday out of WTI crude and a test of that 58 zone. So right now, as we make this video, it's about 58.10, a lot of compression right around 58. That's going to be an interesting zone to watch as the week moves on. For me, I like a short side bias, but however, you want to make sure that all the short squeezing is over before you join the downside of this market. So the key level is right around 60. I would be watching 60 as sort of being an area of compression, 38% up there, about 63.50. If you do see sort of a kinetic exchange, maybe another wave of U.S. troops going into Venezuela, more than likely you're going to get a pop out of WTI. That would be a fantastic area potentially to sell up there, but things have to go right for that zone to come into play. To be real honest with you, it's going to be a real surprise to see a rally above 60, but I'm going to be watching this closely. As you can see on the U.S. oil, this is our 920 EMA crossover strategy, and we sort of have a coded buy signal that developed during the Monday session from right around 58.25. This buy is very interesting. The 9 crossed over the 20, suggests that some bullish pressure is there. I would sort of be shying away from holding any longs at this juncture. I think that you probably want to be looking towards the short side of that market, but the timing of that's going to be delicate. Be sure to check back with us on each live stream this week, and I'll go over U.S. oil. The US 100, this is a monthly bullish pennant. Nice big bullish run, really going back to the lows of 2025, the April lows, the tariff lows. Nice big rally, and for about the last 3 months, we've traded sideways right around that 25 zone, 25.5. So the all-time high is up there at about 26,255. Key levels 25,000. It's tough not to buy 25,000s. Look for a potential breakout out of this pennant. Does it come this month? Does it come next month? We're not really sure. We know interest rates are coming later this year. We'll cover that on our live streams as well. But as far as I'm concerned, key level of 25,000s, robust downside support, all-time high up there at 26,255. More than likely going to be tested relatively soon here in January. And if that does in fact break, we're going to be looking at 27.5 quickly. So I want to welcome you to week 1, the first full trading week of 2026. We're ready to rock and roll here at Switch Markets. If you need any market access, well, we have full coverage, lots of wintertime bonuses. Head on over to Switch, check out the action, get in on the action in your silver, gold, U.S. oil, and equities markets, and we'll see you on our next live stream.